Right, it's a lovely evening. I've still got my sunglasses on. I suppose I should take them off now. It's 25 degrees, even though it's 9:36 in the evening. Obviously, I probably look better. This is a serious message for Eastbourne Borough Council, because I know, or I've been made aware, that I've been trolled. I've been trolled, and I know that I am watched by the council for whatever reason, because obviously Councillor Josh BABARINDE OBE knew about my YouTube channel. And I have this to say to you, because I've been on the phone to the paralegal today, and I am not going to mention any names of any services that I'm using. I'm not going to disclose any. I'm going to be very careful what I say about any confidential information. I shall keep it private. But just remember, you have put yourselves in this position, all of you, every single one of you. And I have this to say to you, because I shall be speaking to the paralegal tomorrow, and as I said, the people I'm dealing with, all of this information is completely confidential, and no information shall be, I shall not be putting that on my channel. No names of anyone, but as I said, you have set yourselves up for this, because I've been fighting this corruption for so long, for the past 7 years, and you've put me in this position. I put it to you now that you offering me a woman's refuge is not on. You are not going to use my partner to cover up your own crimes against me, because I want to take this to the High Court as it is. You personally put my life in danger in a temporary accommodation, and you are personally responsible for those failings. Hamira Javadi, the Chief Financial Officer, received a common law official notice from me with my red thumbprint to show that I am the living woman and not legal fiction. You, Eastbourne Borough Council, and my GP practice and my GP and the sacked care coordinator are personally responsible, all of you, for losing the home, the self-contained temporary accommodation that you took from me, and my possessions and my valuables you went in and took from me. Cause no loss, harm, personal injury. Your public servants, as a direct result, even with Councillor Josh BABARINDE, who's told me that he would go down to Eastbourne Borough Council on my behalf back in April this year. And he said he'd speak to Gary Hall, head of housing. And as a direct result of that, I was assaulted once again by public servants at the council offices. I still don't know how my father died 18 months ago. You had staff trained 24/7 to deal with complex needs. And I recorded one of them saying he couldn't give a damn about my father's death or Juliette Rawson's cancer. So Juliette, I include you in this because I emailed them to speak on your behalf about your cancer treatment, and you then criticised me and got your mother to come in with all these people, police and paramedics, to bully me out of there, and you used my partner as a scapegoat because you work for the authorities and you're going through domestic abuse. But who was helping me? None other than my partner. Oh yes, I'm a strong woman with a strong constitution. My partner's words, I have a strong constitution, yes, and I inherited that from my late mother, who travelled the world and had an amazing life. Now I've just bumped into, would you believe, someone who was right next door to the temporary accommodation that was taken, that room that was taken away from me in Pevensey Road. Right after that studio flat was taken from me. Yes. Prior to me bumping into Councillor Josh BABARINDE, OBE of the Lib Dems. What's he done for me? What has he done for me? But he knows about my YouTube channel. And he wouldn't tell me how. And yet he ignored my online application form on the 15th of March last year, one day before my birthday. When I was, on my birthday this year, I was beaten by the police, and 2 days after the flat was taken from me. Yes, and I've just bumped into a lovely man, and I've just been telling him all about it. And he's told me about the crimes that were committed against him under Nuremberg Treaty. I won't go into any details, but he will be going to church and lighting a candle for me. And I left him a note right next door to that accommodation, that room that was taken from me at Pevensey Road. And I've been talking all about this, everything. Don't you dare use my partner to scapegoat. When I was attacked in a place where you put another woman who believed she was in a women's refuge, and I have evidence of criminals attacking me at that accommodation, and one of them was mentioned in the national news with two criminal convictions for mugging the elderly. I was not safe there. Others were not safe. The residents at the Riverbourne house were not safe. And someone else had been told it was a women's refuge when it wasn't. It was council temporary accommodation. So don't you dare say that I am saying it's human trafficking. Oh, it's not human trafficking. Yes, it is. Under common law of the land, under our Creator, given through the Magna Carta, it's still under the Creator. I was telling this person how on my birthday, 2 days after PC Ford dragged me out of that home that was given to me by by my GP practice, these thugs who are committing crimes against us, and how he played my YouTube channel to torment me on my birthday 2 days later. Don't you dare use my partner as a scapegoat when you have done worse to me. I laughed off attempted rape. You'd be crying if it happened to you. Because none of you are men. That's why you join. You join these Freemasons, this tyranny where real men died for your freedoms. My grandmother lived through 2 world wars. My late grandmother, who was a teacher, born in 1904. My mother lived through 1 world war. You little boys who've never been smacked on your little bottoms. Some of you have actually got children and you still need a damn good smack on the bottom like a little child who needs disciplining, because you are committing crimes against us, the people, our human rights under common law of the land, and you know what you are doing. But some of you say, as one of the females said to me, ignorance is bliss. And you carry on doing what you're doing to us, because speaking the truth is the most dangerous thing that we can do. I haven't responded to your message yet, Warrior Wales. I will do that. If anyone wants to, I haven't had anonymous calls for a long time. You do that. Ring me if you like at all hours, because I'll be changing my number anyway. And I've emailed the General Medical Council, because I will take this to the High Court. This has been 7 years in the process. I just thought I might show this. This is something my partner gave me. This is something I actually gave to my mother. They're not in the shops anymore, but I bought this for my late mother. That's her name. I didn't realise Sarah was Hebrew, according to my partner. I thought Sarah was Greek, but it's actually Hebrew for princess. So, like me, a princess of God, of Yahweh. Sarah, she is tender, thoughtful and loving, and considerate friend to all. Now, I saw this in the shop and my partner bought it for me. It was in the community hub shop, which is a charity shop. And yeah, it's not scented, but yeah, so it's not about how much money you spend on someone or anything like that. It's thought. But anyway, I wanted to make sure I got this out, because I will be speaking to someone from Eastbourne Borough Council tomorrow, and as I said, I won't disclose any personal information, anything that's shared from my channel. There's already a disclaimer, so you might want to delete any photographs you've stolen from my Facebook or my YouTube or anything, because believe me, you will be in trouble. You are breaching, you are stealing from me, my property, my personal property. I have 1 Facebook page and 1 YouTube channel, and I will take action against you, because you're breaching my disclaimer about sharing anything of mine without my permission. So, because I am aware that there have been, some trolls doing things and whatnot, but I'm not interested. I just need to get myself through this. This documentation has been for my own personal use. And if it helps anyone else out there who's going through similar situations, that does not include all these fakers and attention seekers and very disturbed individuals. No, that doesn't include you. You have a choice. As Peter Thorley from Matthew 25 said, there are fakers out there who are using this system and abusing it. And it's been the other way round for me. I've never worked harder in my life than when I've been on severe disability. But I did care work, and I worked very hard when I did it. I told the paralegal that. So anyway, that's it. I need to put my foot down, because I'm not going to be bullied by Eastbourne Borough Council. You've already committed the worst crimes against me. I've been very passive with the paralegal, but she's there for me to instruct. So there we are. That's all I have to say for now. I said I would, the other day, about a week ago or so, I said I wouldn't be making any more YouTube videos until I got through this, but I felt the need to, be it to a detriment or not. I mean, this time yesterday I was feeling shattered and suicidal. Comes and goes. I bumped into several people along the way on the seafront who are in similar circumstances, going through the same things, and this is why the paralegal has encouraged me to speak to people from the homeless charity. And that's it. I will not give out any more names or of charities or anything. I'll be very careful how I say things and who I speak about without disclosing any personal information. I never wanted a YouTube channel. I set this up to document the ongoing corruption, my life being put in danger, not getting support. That was it. Cause no loss, harm, personal injury. It's very simple. And on that note, for those who, want the light, Yahweh, I will still always use the Hebrew name that my partner brought me to. You can't go back. You can't go. It's not something I can go back on. William Snowblum, Dr. Bill Snowblum, who was the highest satanic priest. He was Wicca, highest level Freemason, everything. And he uses the name Yahweh. Yeshua. You can't go back. Anyway, that's me done. But yeah, always support your charity. I mean, I'm very wary of charities, but it's the community hub, and they happen. I won't go into any detail, but my partner, I will use the community hub because I met someone who was actually living next door to me at the room that was taken from me. The woman who was living next door to me at Pevensey Road, who was also at the Truthers Conference in December, who was living with the man I've just been speaking to, who I used to see in the Cavendish Hotel in the reception area. He knows I've been banned from there. Your guess is as good as mine. Could it be my YouTube channel? It's good because I can finally really be the real me. One of the people I bumped into was a Scottish war veteran, and the government encourages you to join up for the army, kill all these people, and then when you come out, you'll come out traumatized, and we won't get you a home. You'll be street homeless, messed up, and you'll want to take your own life, which is what this Scottish war veteran, the things he's seen, and I can't go into detail about, but he's there for me. We all support each other, okay? So I hope to see them tomorrow because I've had a sleep. I'm going to see this lady from Matthew 25. And she knows about my YouTube channel. And I will fight the good fight. Keep going as long as I can. Eastbourne is one of those towns, yeah? It's one of those towns. And I knew it when I was a child, over 30 years ago. Because they are the rudest people down here. Northerners know how rude Southerners can be. But oh my gosh. And I'm a middle class Southerner. My mother was born in London. But people down here in Eastbourne, I've seen, my late mother was always telling off people. CNA, C&H Fabrics and customer service. My mother, don't forget, my late mother's best friend was a New Yorker from Brooklyn who she did not take any nonsense. She was married to the mafia in New York. Didn't take any nonsense. She'd say, would you clean this table? And because she was a New Yorker, give me a coffee. No, please. But that's the way they are. It's not because they're rude. They don't say please. You know, it's like, give me a coffee. They demand. They work hard in New York. They expect respect. So my mother, at one time, she was a New Yorker herself. She even had, I didn't even realise she had an American accent at one time. So, and having that strong constitution as well, and being brought up extremely well during the wartime, when people were dying for our freedoms. My mother was a baby wearing a baby's gas mask. My mother had a Mickey Mouse gas mask. People were dying in our own country for our freedoms. And you lot, who sit back and criticise and do nothing. This is why my mother wanted to stay at sea. You're jealous. You're just jealous. My mother was right. There is a lot of jealousy in this country, but it's everywhere. It's everywhere now. You've all got to do your bit. I'm still here. And this guy who's wearing an Alcatraz t-shirt with a number on it, who was with the ex-veteran, the Scottish ex-veteran, he was saying to me exactly what I said. He said, I feel I have to adapt to suit other people. I said, that's exactly what I said. Because it was only last night I was actually watching an American Christian who makes videos about narcissism, and he's a no-nonsense man. He said, do not adapt to these narcissists. But that's how they make us feel. No. As a Scottish guy said, Jim said, do not adapt. Be yourself. That's exactly what the American guy said. So there we go. So there we are. That's my message to you, Eastbourne Borough Council, because I will take you to the High Court. I will. Because that's what I'm trying to get support with. I am not going into a women's refuge. You took my self-contained flat from me. You bloody well get it back for me.